Thank you so much for watching Landumc Goes There. Please subscribe and hit the like button and the bell notification button. Body Double is a 1984 erotic thriller film that was directed, co-written, and produced by Brian De Palma. The movie stars Craig Wasson, Greg Henry, Melanie Griffith, and Deborah Shelton. At the time of its release, the film was a commercial failure, earning just $8.8 million at the box office, against a production budget of $10 million. The reviews on it were rather mixed, although Melanie Griffith's performance earned great praise and brought her a Golden Globe nomination. Subsequently, it has been better received and has gone through a reevaluation. It's now considered a cult film. The storyline goes that after unemployed actor Jake Scully finds his girlfriend in bed with another man, he moves out and he accepts an offer from a fellow struggling actor named Sam Broussard to house sit for a few weeks. Apart from getting to live in this swanky, ultra-modern house, he also gets the pleasure of watching the sexy neighbor, Gloria Reveal, who does a sexy dance in front of her window every night at exactly the same time. He becomes interested in this girl, infatuated even, following her around and eventually meeting her. She also has another admirer, however, and while watching her one night through his telescope, Jake sees her murdered by this other man. The police are skeptical about what he claims to have seen, but the case takes even a stranger twist. While watching adult TV, he sees an adult film star do exactly the same dance that he watched for all those nights. He soon realizes that he has been an unwitting accomplice in a complex plot. After Brian De Palma, the director, had successes with Carrie, Dressed to Kill, and his remake of Scarface, Columbia Pictures offered him a 3-picture deal, with Body Double set to be the first. He created the concept for the film after interviewing Angie Dickinson's body doubles for his movie Dressed to Kill. That got his mind to churning about the whole idea of a body double. At that time, erotic thrillers were becoming a very popular genre to audiences. After fighting with censorship boards over the rating of Scarface, they rated it X and had to battle to make it R. De Palma resolved to make Body Double as a pushback. He thought that this was going to be his most erotic and surprising thriller movie that he knew how to make. He said that he was going to give them everything they hated, and more of it than they had ever seen before. They thought Scarface was violent. They thought his other movies were erotic. Wait till they see this one, is what he said. Having been impressed with the horror film Blood Bride, De Palma enlisted its director and writer, Robert Average, to write the Body Double script. Both of them were big fans of Alfred Hitchcock, and they screened 2 of his movies to gather inspiration, that being Rear Window and Vertigo. The whole movie is basically working off Hitchcock ideas and themes. The director initially wanted adult film actress Annette Haven to play Holly, but she was rejected by the studio due to the type of films that she made. Nonetheless, Haven did appear in a minor role, and she consulted heavily with De Palma about the adult film industry. He then went on to offer the role to Linda Hamilton, who turned it down in favor of Terminator. Jamie Lee Curtis, Carrie Fisher, and Tatum O'Neal were considered for the role before Melanie Griffith was cast. De Palma later went on to say that Annette Haven was an enormous amount of help in the film, helping him understand what went on in the adult film industry and what Melanie Griffith's character might be. Griffith brought a comic edge that the director wanted to be a major part of the tone of the second half of the film. Melanie Griffith was initially real reluctant to take this role, thinking that she didn't want any more nymphette roles. But after thinking about it, she decided that she could bring a lot of life to that kind of character. De Palma also considered Dutch erotic actress Sylvia Kristel for the role of Gloria, but she was unavailable, making him choose to go with Deborah Shelton. The director loved to push the limits of what they would allow, and he initially planned for this to be the first Hollywood film to boast unsimulated sex scenes in it. But he couldn't sell that to the studios. There was no way they were going to live with that. The distinctive, futuristic, octagon-shaped, top-of-the-hills, ultra-modern house seen in the film is known as the Chemisphere. It's located just off Mulholland Drive in the San Fernando Valley region of the Hollywood Hills. The building was once described by the Encyclopedia Britannica as the most modern-built home in the world. The dwelling was designed by American architect John Lautner in 1960. At the start of the Frankie Goes to Hollywood sequence, as the singing night doorman escorts Jake down the stairway, an actress that's dressed like Gloria Swanson as Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard from 1950 descends the stairs just in front of them, gesturing like Norma did in the final scene of that film, which was also about Hollywood and the movie industry. Now, actress Deborah Shelton, who plays a major role as the sexy girl that he watches every night through a telescope, had everything they wanted as far as the body and the look that they were trying to achieve. In order to get ready for the role, the director gave her 2 scenes to look at and films to rehearse for at her audition. They were from Lawrence Kasdan's Body Heat from 1981 and Ingmar Bergman's Scenes from a Marriage from 1973. Now, although she had the perfect body for this film, and they liked everything about it except for her voice, the director just couldn't get past that. And while he was editing the film, he just couldn't stand it. So he had to call in another actress to overdub her lines. In doing this, you never know that Deborah Shelton's voice was actually actress Helen Shaver. Go back and take a look at this film. I'm not completely sold on it. It's definitely worth the watch, but it's not one of my favorite De Palma films. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll continue to chase the classics.